Hello everyone! So all of the students and parents will be worried about the grade 10 revision plans, right? Since pre-boards are coming up in your school and our board exams are coming up on February, right? So by that time we should prepare ourselves in the best possible way. Don't wait for the last minute to start the revision. So if you start early, you will get more rounds of revision and will do the best for the exams. So over here, I'm gonna present how we are gonna give the revision for grade 10. So 90 plus revision plan for grade 10. So our basic motto is 2 rounds, one goal, that is 90 plus marks in board exams. So let's do it. And 90 plus, we are launching a structured two-phase revision. So generally how the revision happens, one single revision will be there and after that direct exam. But over here we have two levels of revision or two-phase revision plan. So over here in this two-phase revision plan, we have separate structured pattern for it. Okay, so our revision plan has not one but two phases. So the first one is chapter wise PYQ practice. So in the chapter wise PYQ practice, what we are gonna do is we will revise each chapter systematically along with the PYQs. That is we'll be discussing the PYQ questions as well as we'll check out the revision of each chapter. So chapter wise revision model will be carrying out. Please do keep this in mind. And in this first phase of chapter wise PYQ practice, it will help the students to strengthen conceptual understanding of every single topic, which means chapter wise we are going, right? So PYQs will not mix it up in the initial phase. We'll take chapter wise previous year questions, that is PYQ. Recognize commonly repeated question patterns from each chapter. Identify their weaker areas early and easily and work on them gradually. Okay, easily, if you find out the weaker areas, if you go chapter wise, we can work on it. That is, by completing the first round, the students will have revised the entire syllabus in a focused and a meaningful way so that they'll have better clarity for each chapter. Okay, and one more thing, once the chapter wise revision is done, once the chapter wise PYQ model is done, what we are going to do? Are we going to directly jump to phase 2 revision? No, we are going to take a model exam or a mock test. Okay, mock test before the final lab, which means before the last phase of revision we'll be conducting a mock test. So before moving to the next phase, students will appear for a mock test. So this test will help them to experience real board exam style pattern, real board style question patterns, so that they'll feel like they're attending a board exam. Okay, and we will evaluate their overall understanding. That is, once we conduct this mock test, we get to know, okay, how this particular student performs. This particular student is having a particular doubt, or this particular student is having a difficulty in this topic. So specifically we will understand where that particular student is struggling. So receive feedback on their performance and areas needing improvement. So this will ensure that every student enters the final phase with full clarity and a solid revision foundation, which means chapter wise base is ready. Now we can go to the combined mixed PYQ practice. That is the second phase of revision. Phase 2, that is the final lab. Over there, mixed PYQ practice will be conducted. Once the first round is done, we enter to the final lab after the mock test, where students solve mixed PYQs covering all chapters, which means it will be in a marathon model where the PYQs, that is previous year questions from all the chapters, will be combined and we'll discuss it, and we'll be doing it year wise. Okay, so if you take the last 3 years PYQs, we can take 24-25 years PYQ questions, we can take 23-24, like that. Last 3 years we can solve. We have planned to do 5 years, we are doing only 3 years because the corona times questions are a bit different. So we're gonna focus on the last 3 years. And why? Because even in one single year we have 6 sets of question papers. Okay, one question paper, you might have heard about 3 sets. There is 3 more additional set published by NCERT. So total 6 sets will be getting from each year, so that maximum questions can be covered. Got it? So in the mixed PYQ practice, it is designed to improve the management and accuracy. Management in the sense what? Time management, how the students will approach the real question papers. Will not be like, okay, we are focusing on each chapter, we'll mix up all the questions. We'll take question paper wise revision plans, which means combined format. They'll feel like they're attending the question papers, they are solving the question papers. Isn't it? Build exam temperament and confidence over there. They'll start gaining confidence to attend the exam, which means they are facing the classes just like facing a question paper. Isn't it? Prepare students for the exact format and difficulty level of the board exams, which means we'll be snipping the questions from the question papers. So the exact question paper pattern will be visible over there in the PPT of mixed PYQ practice. And some of you will be in confusion. Why early? Why this revision plan too early in the month of October? The exams are going to come up in February. Why too early? We are taking up in the revision plan in the last week of October. So many parents will be often wondering why so early. So the answer is very simple. Effective learning needs time for repetition, which means more time if we get, more revision we can do, which means better reinforcement. That is, whatever they learn, they'll have better retention capability. So starting now gives the students enough time for multiple rounds of division. First point. Space to clarify doubt and strengthen weak topics. They get enough time if you go chapter wise initially, and from October itself if we start, maximum number of chapters they can cover. And right now we have 4 days detailed chapter discussion, right? Once the revision is started, we'll reduce the number of days to 2 days, which means in 2 single days itself the revision of a particular chapter will be covered, so that in a month itself student can cover more than one chapter. In the case of mathematics, 4 chapters they can cover, isn't it? So this advantage is they're doing the revision time and reduce stress and last minute pressure, which means if the revision is started early, students will be well prepared for the board exams. So let's make this board session their best yet. So let's do this. I wish all the best for my grade 10 students. Do your best, and parents, keep this in mind. Sit with our students, understand their weak areas, and our class teacher department will be sharing an exam support material. Please do go through that, sit with them, make them solve those questions. So that's all I have to share. Thank you everyone. Bye bye. See you all.